Hello everyone, this is Margaret Young from CMC Markets. Today we're going to talk about trading strategy, especially trend identifying with CMC's proprietary trading tool called SuperTrend. So SuperTrend is a very popular and powerful tool in CMC's platform, which is widely used by our clients. So now let's do a recap of our trading strategy. The first step is to identify a trend. After that is finding support and resistance with Fibonacci extension and retracement. And then we use momentum indicators like MACD, RSI, and DMI to try to timing the market. And on top of that, we have powerful patterns like ABCD pattern, Gatler's 222 pattern, butterfly, cups, and handle to further improve the accuracy of our trades. And then the last but not least is the stop loss and profit taking. So today we are going to focus on the first part of the trading strategy, identify a trend. Here, I would like to highly recommend two useful tools. One is simple moving average that many people are familiar with, and then SuperTrend is widely used in trading indices, shares, and commodities. What we need to do is to set up the parameters for SuperTrend according to different asset classes. So rule of thumb is that for indices and shares, we use the default setting of 10 and 3. Whereas for commodities like crude oil, gold, and silver, we can adjust the parameter to 10 and 2 because they have different dynamic from the equities trading. Let's move on to simple moving averages and golden cross and dead cross. So here I use an example of City Development, which is a share listed in Singapore. And in this 5-year horizon, I have identified three major turning points in the trend. Here I have identified a formation of a golden cross, which is when that 20-day simple moving average cross above 50-day and 50-day cross above the 200-day. And finally, the last condition, and very critical, is that the 200-day simple moving average needs to slope upwards, like the turning point we saw here. So when these three conditions are met, it signals the formation of a golden cross. And in a cyclical stock or cyclical market, once the golden cross is formed, the bull run can last for as much as 2 years or 3 years before it comes to an end. And when it comes to an end, here there's a formation of a dead cross, which is a major turning point of a bullish trend into a bearish trend. And because market rallies a little slower and it drops faster, so once the dead cross is formed, market can come down very quickly in 6 months to 18 months. So here the formation of dead cross is the complete reversal of a bullish golden cross. So this is when 20-day simple moving average cross below 50-day and 50-day cross below 200-day. And finally, we need to see that 200-day moving average start to slope downwards, which is shown here when the color of the trend changes from green to red. So this signals the formation of a dead cross, and then the share price collapsed. Recently, there's another golden cross formed here. So again, 20-day cross above 50-day and 50-day on above 200-day, and then 200-day start to slope upwards. So I have actually mentioned this to our clients when the golden cross was formed, and the share price has since moved more than 20% from that time. Alright, so this is an illustration of how to use the combination of simple moving averages in identify a critical turning point in trend. And for some traders, you can even use 10, 20, and 50 as a mini golden cross or dead cross. Alright, then let's move on to a super trend. So when green line shows that it's uptrend, whereas the red line means the trend is turning bearish. And what we need to look at is the turning point. When green turns to red, it gives a sell signal. And when the red turns to green color, it signals a buy. And it works pretty well on technology companies, which are riding a huge trend. And on the other side is that it doesn't work on the range bound market. So when the market is ranging, lack of directions, super trend doesn't work very well on those markets. Okay, and one more example is Tencent. So here we have identified a couple of selling signals by SuperTrend when the color changes from green to red, like here, 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 here. And without using SuperTrend, we can also identify this as a bearish trend because Tencent was forming a consecutive lower highs from here to here to here, here, and lower lows. So this is a typical downward trend. When SuperTrend finally flips into green and stay in the green color, it shows that the trend is reversing and now we are having consecutive higher highs and higher lows. The trend is turning. So this is how we use SuperTrends in identify reversals. And one more example is on crude oil. So here I have changed the SuperTrend parameter from 10.3 to 10 and 2. And it works pretty well in crude oil prices when there's a massive trend. So here sell signal happens when green turns to red and a bullish signal appears when red turns into green. Alright, now I'm going to use a real example to identify how we can use SuperTrend. So this is the crude oil Brent. Let me remove all the signals here. And how we can find SuperTrend is in the technicals. Alright, if you scroll all the way to the back, you will find SuperTrend somewhere here. And we just need to click on it and SuperTrend will appear. And here default setting is 10 and 3. For commodities, I need to adjust that parameter, the multiplier, to 2. And of course, you can even put 2.5 or 2.3, whatever you want for customization. And in the style, I want it to be more obvious, so I can change the line width into 2 and done. So the SuperTrend has appeared here. It did pretty well. So here is a reversal. The bearish trend ends here, and SuperTrend tells us that the bullish trend has started, and there's another reversal here. Sell signal happens when that trend turns. All right, and interestingly is that just happened today. SuperTrend has likely turned into bullish setup again as the price has broken out above this resistance level. So we might see a bullish reversal in crude oil prices very soon. And of course, SuperTrend itself is not enough in trading. It serves as a confirmation of trend reversals, and to be more precise and to be more accurate in trading, we need to use the combination of SuperTrend with other indicators like MACD, DMI, and RSI to improve the profitability. So that's all for SuperTrend today. Stay tuned for my other videos to explain more on those momentum indicators. Thank you.